Lisa said, I'm from India. I worked in Middle East, Kuwait, as well as in Dubai, and recently I moved to the Netherlands. I moved to Eindhoven. So I'm very new to Netherlands. So I'm slowly picking up the language. It's one of the difficult languages that I have ever known. It's going to take a lot of time for me to learn this language. But beautiful language. I love this place. People are very welcoming. People are receiving you well. People give you your space. They respect you. They give you your dignity. Fantastic place. We have been here since September and we are thoroughly enjoying. I'm serving as a pastor of an international church in Eindhoven. So, you know, my connection, I am with a church work. Now, the topic that we have for this afternoon is grace. Grace. What do we mean by grace? When I was growing as a child, I used to attend a village school. I was not a great student, even less than average student. So at the final exam, if you get 40 marks, you will pass. But I won't reach 40 out of 100. So we go to the teacher and said, teacher, can you add 3 marks here in this answer, 2 marks here in this answer and make it 40. I'm only 35 in this mark sheet. Can you do that? So the teacher looks at you and says, okay, Harrison, I give you 5 grace mark. I'm unqualified, but I have been made qualified to pass the exam. I don't deserve that favor, but the teacher gives you that favor. And that's how I moved to the next class. So we are talking about grace. We receive such grace. And today I'm going to talk about 3 questions. What is grace? What do we mean by grace? I gave a small illustration through which I explained grace. So we will look at some quotations. And secondly, is grace really free? Probably that's not the right English sentence. Is grace free? But then I added the word really. So because that's something we need to be talking. And thirdly, how do I continually receive grace? How I can receive grace? These are all the 3 questions. Next 10 to 15 minutes, I should be done, and then we will go for asking some questions. We should be done before 1:15. Okay, let's give me some quotes. Grace is free, sovereign favor to the ill-deserving. Benjamin was an American theologian. He says this, it's given to those who are not fit, ill-deserving. That's the word he used. The same definition which I said, favor to the unfavored, qualification to the unqualified. We will go to the next one. He is again American theologian. You must pay for everything in this world one way and another. There is nothing free except the grace of God. You cannot earn that or deserve it. It's given to you. You cannot go and earn grace. Grace is given to you. That's another quotation. I will go with another quotation from Gandhi. I'm from India. He's called father of India, father of the nation India. So he says this, the wind of God's grace is incessantly blowing. Lazy sailors on the sea of life do not take advantage of it, but the active and strong always keep the sails of their minds unfurled to catch the favorable winds and thus reach their destination very soon. So we get this grace. We had to make use of this grace to live on this earth. That's his quotation. Then finally, This is again a famous person, Dallas Willard, American theologian. Grace is not opposed to effort. That means grace is not undermining your hard work. That's separate. But you cannot earn grace. Again, the same thing. So we will get into a story. Through that story, we will try to understand what is grace. There was once a father who had two sons. A wonderful father, generous father. He believed in family, he believed in community, and he had wonderful two sons. One day, the youngest son asked his father his inheritance. He said that, give me my portion, I am going to go. Father was deeply disturbed. He is disturbed, it's all because he loves the family values. He knows that the son is very safe and healthy in this environment. If he goes out, he may lose many of these blessings. So father grieved. But father is a wonderful father. He respects his children. He doesn't force his way to his children. He receives them well. He gives them their room. So father couldn't do much because he has asked for it, because he wanted to take his inheritance in his portion to go away, he obliged. Now, the son, the youngest son, did something drastically wrong. It is because the inheritance will come to him only after the death of his father, but now he is asking for father's death. I don't want you. I don't want to see your face. I wish you don't live. That kind of an attitude. But father, since he gives him the freedom, he gives the free will, he allowed that to happen. So he divided his property into two and gave one to his youngest son. The youngest son soon moved far away and very soon spent all the money. Of course, he went to a far country and he thought that he has got all the freedom to spend. He never thought about making, and he lost everything. Now, he was hungry. He lost everything and had no place to live. So he decided to get a job. Now, somehow I have to eat. Somehow I have to make myself alive. So I need to find a job. Now, finding a job was very, very difficult in that far country. It's all because severely the place was hit by famine. No proper jobs, no food was available. He thought that coming out of his father's house, he would have all the freedom, but now he is facing the difficulties. Now, what happened? At last, he found a job, but that job is certainly not worth to his level. It's just feeding the pigs. He was from a very big family, a generous father with several people working in his house, and the father is a respected person in that village. Now he gets into this kind of a thing. But that was not sufficient enough. That was not sufficient enough because he was hungry all the time. So he thought of feeding himself from the feed given to the pigs. So at some point, he came to his sense and he decided one thing. Let me go back. Let me take a U-turn. The direction in which I was going was wrong. Let me take a U-turn. And he decided to go back to his father. And he decided to ask not to become the son of the family, but just to be his father's servant. No, I'm no longer fit to be the servant, fit to be your son, but please be merciful unto me and give me a job in your house. As he was coming very close to his house, the father saw him at a distance. Probably he took the turn to come towards his house, and the father noticed him. Father is a very generous father. You know, this story is said in the context of Middle East. In Middle East, they wear a long rope. They call it dishtasha, long rope. Middle Eastern people, particularly men, they don't want to, even for that matter, women, they don't want to show their feet. They don't like that at all. Portion below their knee also they don't want to show, including men. But he saw his son coming at a distance. He could not sit at home. He took his dishtasha in his hands and he started running towards his son. He ran, and what he did, he embraced him. The youngest son is kneeling down and begging, and all. Father said, nothing doing. You turn to my side. And he embraced. He was having bad smell. He was living in an unhealthy environment. Now father hugs him, no problem, come, hugs him, he embraces him and gives him the full status of a son. In fact, he restored the sonship. He gave him immediately a ring. He called all the servants and said, give him a new dress. He is no more. My son was lost and he is found. He is my son. That's how he embraced his son. That's grace. Father is more than willing to embrace, more than willing to accept. The first son did not like that. The first son thought, no, father is going too much. He should have not accepted his son, my brother. So he came to home from his work and he saw the celebration going on in the house. So he was unwilling to go in. Somebody went and told the father that, come, your son has come, your first son has come, he is not willing to come. The father came and pleaded with him. Again, this is his grace. Okay, the son has got every right to rebel, but the father again pleading with him, saying that, come on, my son, let's celebrate. Your brother was lost, now found, let us celebrate. So the grace is, undeserved for this elder brother also, because he is always, he has never understood the generosity of his father. He is always, thinking that he would have more power with the property. But the father says that, forget about it. Come on, celebrate. So the father is even willing to accept his first son, though he is not a generous person as he was. Now let's move on. Why did father show such kind of grace to both sons, particularly the second son? Why? It is all because of his love. Father loves his children genuinely. Very genuinely he loves his father. Now, this is very important because God is love. There's nothing you see him other than love. He loves. He loves and he embraces people. But we have in this world fake love. Fake versus genuine love, we need to be talking for a minute. The love that we commonly see in this world is something like this. I love you because I expect this in you. I love ice cream, but we always use the word love and like interchangingly. So if I say I love ice cream, if ice cream doesn't taste good, I don't love the ice cream anymore. When I say I love you, and I say that I love you because you are intelligent. But when the intelligence go away, I don't love you anymore. So the love that we commonly see in this world is with expectation, demand, or some condition. So someone said, such love is like this: get, get, get. And when you don't get it, you forget it. But the Father's love is different. He loves genuinely. He loves you irrespective of how you are, what you are, how do you do. He is always there, opening his arms, embracing you. Unconditional love, never ending, always available. And such love is something like this: give, 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 and forgive. That's a wonderful Father. Father's love is so genuine that he embraced his son more willingly. Now, the second question that I want to quickly take is grace free? Is grace really free? Now, we have already defined grace. Grace won't be grace if it is not free. Yes, we got it. And grace has no limits, borders, restrictions, or conditions. Grace is freely given and freely received. Grace is given so that relationship with God and one another can be restored. But then the question comes, is anything really free in the world? Is grace free? Is grace free? We had a lovely lunch. Somebody paid for it. You are studying in this beautiful institution. Somebody is paying for your fees. Nothing comes free. To give this grace, God came to this world and died for us on the cross and rose again. Jesus came to this world so that we all can have this abundant grace. How do I continually receive this grace? Yes, if you are interested and if you want to know Jesus more, the book is available to you on your desk about Jesus. Everything is written here, and he will guide you so that you can be restored with the Father, and you can also have a wonderful relationship with others. The grace is freely given, and we need to be receiving. May the dear Lord bless you. Thank you. And we will now open up for questions. I'm sorry, the time is running out, so I stop here. Oh, thank you.
Convinced you most that God exists?
How do I know God exists? Is that what the question?
Yeah, I think that you can interpret it like that.
Yeah. How do I know God exists? When I look at the sky, when I see the beauty of it, I say that it's beautiful. But then, will you agree that it is beautiful? Because it is being defined by you. It is being defined by me. That description comes from me. The same way, when I say that God exists, because I am having that experience, I am having that connection, and that's how I experience God. Now, God is not immaterial. God is personal. Like I have relationship with you, you can have relationship with me. And this is where Jesus came and he established that relationship. I can now be called the child of God. I talk to him and he speaks to me. This is a personal experience and personal relationship that you build with God. Yeah, I don't know whether I have answered to your question, but
I also don't know if you can answer this question in a minute or so.
Yeah.
If this person wants to have a further conversation with it, the persons with those sweaters on are available to answer also those questions and to have a conversation with you about it. So yeah, be welcome to join the conversation about it. Are there other questions?
Yeah, it appears that my voice was a little loud enough so that you don't want to raise your voice. Please don't worry. Yes, go ahead.
Sorry, there's another question.
Yeah, okay. I have another question. Could you expand on people exhibiting too much grace/altruism being exploited by psychopaths?
What's the second part?
That's this question.
See, thank you. See, I'm not fit to answer to that question, but I'll try. Okay. Now, grace is freely given. If you look at Jesus' life, he was always embracing, always accepting, always receiving. He never rejected anyone. He always opened the door, even a person who wanted to see him at midnight, at 12 midnight, he still opened the door for him to come and meet with him. So grace is like that, always embracing, always accepting, always receiving. Grace doesn't judge on you, but you are the one who, receiving the grace, able to assess yourself and turn back to God. Now, such kind of a grace is not grace if you are not, if you are going to put conditions. If you are going to put, these are all the ways through which I'm going to show that extra grace. No, if you come with conditions, that will not be grace. God is still opening his arms and embracing people, and we should be talking about embracing others than talking about any exploitation that is through grace. Yes.
I have another question from this. So,
Yeah, you can use. Yeah.
relatable to the question that's just asked? Okay, then I'm going to first ask this question. Why do I need the grace of the Christian God instead of the God of another world religion?
God of moral?
Of the God of another world religion. So, for example, Islam or something like that.
Yes. Now, the question is why I should follow Christian God. Why cannot other gods? Why cannot other religions? That's the question. You know, I want to put it very humbly. When you do mathematics, you have only one answer. There may be several answers coming closer to it, but you always come with one answer. And I feel Jesus has come up with that answer, and I strongly believe in it. So, yes, every religion has got truth. I'm not undermining that. Every religion has got something to offer. I welcome it. But I strongly believe in Jesus we have the way to go forward. In Jesus we are restored our relationship with God. Yes, I think you wanted to say something. Yes, yes, please.
Yeah, do you think grace is only free if you get it from God?
Yes.
Also from others, because if I break someone else's laptop, I need to repay him before I get forgiven.
Exactly. So, because I have received grace, I am passing on others. It's not only Christians who pass grace to others. All people, I would say that in Netherlands, I have found everybody generous as of till today. Everybody is welcoming, everybody is receiving. I have not found anyone saying anything with harsh words. Yes, you have received the grace from this country or from your family or from you are brought up, and that you pass on very beautifully to others. But the grace that I'm talking here is a very specific grace that makes us come to God. We fall short. We are not able to match up to the standard. Because of Jesus, we are, embraced and we are brought closer to God. That's what all I'm saying here. But grace is always available in this world. Everywhere I see grace. Even when I jump my signal, jump the red signal, the government comes with some grace saying that, okay, this is not intentional, okay, I give you. Yes, I got exempted like that. But here we fall short, fall way short. No way that can be matched. So Jesus gave his life so that that can be matched. Thank you for listening.
Okay, thank you for all your questions. If you still have questions left, you can always come to, I don't know if you're still available after the lecture? Or
Yeah, I'm here, standing here.
you
Yeah,
can come to
please
maybe-
be gracious unto me.
yeah. Or you can come to someone with the sweater, the Fashion Week sweater, or there are maybe one of your neighbors wants to talk with you. You can always ask a lot of people in this room. So this is it for now. Also, tomorrow, tonight we have another activity. We are going to have a liquor taste, and we are going to challenge yourself and have a conversation about different questions, which is also about the topic that is talked about today. So then you can also come with your questions if you don't have time after this lecture, because you have another lecture. And then tomorrow there's also going to be a lunch lecture and an activity. We will have pancakes tomorrow, so make sure to be there. Margit van Tel is going to talk about how to live with the fact, how to live free and how to live with the fact of grace and how that can change your life. So make sure to be there. And also there's tomorrow in the evening reflecting borrel drink, so you can come and ask all your questions. There's plenty of time to discuss also questions then. And of course you can join in Hubble. Some people are going to maybe get a coffee and have a conversation then. Then if you want to know more about Christianity, the grace that is taught about, there's an student alpha hosting from the 27th of February. It's starting. Then you can explore Christianity, learn more about it in 10 evenings. So if you want more information about that, you can follow on the Instagram page. There are also, I think, cards on your table which are about it, so you can take them with you if you are interested. And last but not least, we want to ask you kindly to fill in our evaluation form. You can find it at bit.ly/VW evaluation or on paper on your tables. So we would really appreciate it if you right now take a minute to fill that in. And then I thank you all for your attention.